Boker Tov, good morning. Boker Tov, good morning. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. Boker Tov, good morning. Boker Tov, good morning. Tain li chibuk. Tain li chibuk. Boker Tov, Shmi Morah Elana. My name is Morah Elana. What's your name? Can you tell me? Welcome. Thank you so much for coming to read stories with me today. Boker Tov, good morning. Boker Tov, good morning. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. Can you give me a chibuk, a great big hug? Boker Tov, good morning. Boker Tov, good morning. And tain li chibuk. Tain li chibuk. I'm so excited you came to read stories with me today. Let's get
Sammy Spider's first Yom Kippur. The author, the person who wrote the book, is Sylvia A. Rouss. And the illustrator, the person who drew the pictures, is Katherine Janus Kahn. What do you see on the cover? A big spider, you're right. I wonder what's going to happen in this book. Let's find out. Saying I'm sorry. Sammy Spider was relaxing in his web on the Shapiro's living room ceiling. Suddenly, Josh burst through the front door blowing a horn he had made at school. Oh! Sammy jumped at the loud noise.
"Mother!" shouted Sammy. "What is Josh blowing?"
Well, that's a shofar, Sammy. The rabbi blows a shofar at Rosh Hashanah services to welcome the new year. The shofar is also sounded at the end of Yom Kippur.
"Huh? What's Yom Kippur?" asked Sammy.
Yom Kippur is a holy day when people tell each other they are sorry for saying or doing something hurtful. On Yom Kippur, Josh's family will spend the day in synagogue praying. Mr. and Mrs. Shapiro won't eat until services are over at the end of the day.
"Huh? Will we go to services too?" asked Sammy.
Silly little Sammy. Spiders don't go to synagogue. Spiders spin webs, answered Mrs. Spider. Josh placed his little shofar under the honey dish next to the family's large, curvy shofar.
"Oh, can I have a shofar to blow?" pleaded Sammy.
Mrs. Spider laughed. Silly little Sammy. Spiders don't blow shofars. Spiders spin webs. Sammy lowered himself on a strand of webbing to get a closer look at the shofar. When Mrs. Shapiro asked Josh, "How was school today?"
I have homework," Josh said. "My teacher wants us to make a list of all the people we should apologize to before Yom Kippur. Will you help me write the list?"
"We'll do it after dinner," Mrs. Shapiro suggested. "While I set the table, why don't you put your toys away? Your ball belongs outside." Josh picked up his ball and he bounced it on the floor. Poof, poof. And Sammy scrambled up his web as the ball came towards him. Oh no, Chaverim, what do you think's going to happen if he bounces this ball inside? Josh dribbled the ball a few times, pew, 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 and bounced it even harder. Pew, pew, pew. Sammy's web began to shake, and he felt like he was on a trampoline. Uh-oh, friends. What do you think is going to happen? Mr. and Mrs. Shapiro rushed in to see what the noise was. As Josh's ball took a final bounce, it hit a shelf, knocking the honey dish to the floor. Sammy's web snapped loose. What happened, Chaverim? Uh-oh. Look at his face? Does it look happy or sad? What happened? His parents asked. Josh looked frightened.
I was playing ball and it hit the shelf. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it, he said.
And as he spoke, he noticed 2 spiders scurrying away. That means they moved really quickly. Oh no, Chaverim. Mr. Shapiro looked at Josh sternly. Don't you remember the rules? The ball is an outside toy. Josh nodded tearfully. Then please take it outside and get a broom, his dad said. Sammy and Mrs. Spider climbed back up to the ceiling and began spinning themselves a new web. Josh swept the glass from the floor and gently replaced the shofars on the shelf. Mrs. Shapiro looked at Josh. Now please pick up your toys so we can have dinner, and then we can work on the list of people you want to apologize to before Yom Kippur. Chaverim, what would you say right now to Josh? As Josh hurried to put his toys away, he looked up at the ceiling. The 2 spiders were busy spinning a web. After dinner, Josh sat on the couch with his parents. Mrs. Shapiro was holding a notepad and a pen. Who is first on your list, she asked, and Josh looked at his parents.
Both of you, he whispered sadly. I'm sorry I didn't put away my toys when you asked me, and I'm sorry I played ball in the house when I knew I shouldn't. And I'm sorry I broke the honey dish and knocked the shofar off the shelf.
Josh's parents gave him a hug. We accept your apology, they said.
There's one more thing I want to add to the list, said Josh,
looking up.
I'm sorry I broke your web,
little spiders. Sammy looked at his mother and smiled.
I think we should accept his apology, he said.
Wow. That was a good story for Yom Kippur. Wow, Chaverim. Josh did a good job apologizing and saying sorry to his parents and to Sammy and his mom. Sometimes it can be hard to say sorry. I know it takes a lot of courage and being brave sometimes to say sorry. Can you remember a time when you had to say sorry? What would you have said to Josh to help him out when he broke the honey dish and knocked the shofar off the shelf? How could you have helped him out?